Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we've created a very basic lead qualification agent. That agent, however, only uses one filter, one layer of trigger whether we qualify or disqualify a user. So today, we're going to continue with our exercises, but this time we're going to try to make something where the situation is you have multiple questions, multiple levels of filters before we can qualify or disqualify the user. And quick reminder, I'm still keeping this as a basics tutorial, so we're not going to deal with APIs for now. We're just going to show you how to build the skeleton, the backbone of this lead qualifying agent. Okay, so we're going to stick to a fitness example. So the first layer of our qualification would be location. We're going to limit it to a few locations only. And then our second layer of qualification would be age. So let's assume that the premise of this program is it's never too late to get into fitness. So we're going to target 30 above and not the younger crowd. And then the third and final layer of qualification we're going to use is they have to be beginners. Because again, the premise is it's never too late to get into fitness. So again, recap, location, age, and they have to be beginners. So let's start setting up our basic options, basically our main menu, and we're going to use intents for this one because I don't want to use buttons. I just want it to be conversational. So let's start with let's create a new intent. Let's start with our basic restart trigger. And we're going to call this every time the user wants to start over and go back to the main menu. So let's just call this start over. Description, user wants start over. And then the things that user may say is, I want to start over, go back to main menu, restart the conversation, and let's just use AI to generate a few more. Let's begin again, reset the session, return to the beginning, back to square one, start from scratch, start over. Yeah, that's good. And let's create this one. And let's put it here. And let's do another one for our generic help. Let's say they're not here to join the program, they want help with other things. So let's create a new intent, user help. User needs help with something. And the things the user may say would be, I need help. I need assistance. Can you assist me with something? I'm having an issue. And let's use AI to generate a few more. Let's check it. Can you help me out? Yeah, sounds good. So let's create that one. And last but not least would be our intent to join the program. So let's create another intent. Let's call this join program. User wants to join the program. The things that the user may say would be, I want to join your program. I'm interested in the new fitness program. I want to sign up for the new fitness program. Can I join the new fitness program? And let's use AI to generate a few more. Let's check how to enroll. We're going to register. There you go. Sounds good. And let's create that intent. So our three basic menu options are ready to go. We just need to set up what they do. For start over, I simply want this to trigger us going back to our start. So let's just do an action. Go to block. And let's select start. So whenever we call this, we just go back here to the very beginning. User help, let's just do a simple text. And let's call this user help 1. And let's just say, what can I help you with? And let's listen for an intent. Again, if you just want to listen for an intent, just add a button, but don't put a label on it. It will not display a button. Instead, it will start listening for user reply. Now let's set up our join program intent. So again, our first qualification would be location because we're going to limit it to only a couple of locations. So let's start by asking the user for their location. Let's just call this qualification 1, and let's say, what state are you from? Then let's listen, let's capture the reply. Let's use the entire reply and let's create a variable. Let's store that in a variable we're going to call user underscore location. User's location. Let's create the variable. Now that we have the user location, let's see if they qualify. And let's keep it simple by using a conditional logic. We can use AI for this, especially if you have a lot of location and using a conditional statement would be too much. Let's say you have 50 locations, 70 locations. For now, we're just going to use 3 locations. So to simplify that, we can just use a conditional statement. So if our variable, which again we stored it in user location, so if user location contains California, let's add another one and let's use or user location contains Denver. Let's add another one. And user location contains Texas. So as you can see, because it's just 3, you can easily do it with conditional statements. If you have 700 locations, just use AI and put it in a database or a knowledge base. And let's just label this, sorry, let's just label this location. Let's rename the block and let's call this qualification underscore location. And let's just rename this one so that the naming convention is clean. Qualification underscore start. There we go. So now let's set up 2 paths for our location qualification. So first let's add a step. Let's call this qualification underscore location. Yes. And let's duplicate this one. And the other one, let's just call no. For the no, we can simply say, thank you for your interest in joining the program. Unfortunately, we do not have a branch, your location. And again, it's bad practice to just throw away and end the conversation just because someone doesn't qualify your process. So for this one, you can refer them to a different program within your business, for example, or we can turn this into a lead gen opportunity. So we can say, let's add a text. Do you want us to notify you when we open a branch near you? And then let's add 2 buttons. First button would say, yes, that would be great. And another button, no, thank you. If they say yes, we can say, please enter your email address so we can contact you. And then listen, capture, and last reply. And then once that is done, we can then say, sorry, oops, it's done. We can say, thank you. We'll notify you when we have a new branch near your location. There you go. That's the end of our disqualification path for our first question. Let's rename this lead generation step 1, then lead generation success. There we go. So this is our rejection path. And we just now need to connect this to our location here. So if it doesn't match, you go to no match, meaning it's not any of the 3 locations we've set up. If it's no match, then action, let's go to block, and let's say qualification location no. So if they not qualify because of their location, let's go here. If they do qualify, let's proceed to our next qualification criteria. You don't need to say anything. If they do qualify for our first filter, we can just immediately say, how old are you? Then let's listen for the reply. Let's capture the reply. Let's create a new variable called user underscore age of the user. Let's create the variable and let's see if they qualify by using another simple conditional step. So let's add a logic condition and let's connect this one. Let's call this qualification underscore age. And the conditions would be if the variable which we stored as user underscore age um, is greater than or equal to 30. And let's add a second condition and the variable user age. So just the second condition, the chain condition, is just so we can add an artificial cap to the age. So it's greater than or equal to 30 and less than or equal to, let's say, 45 will be our max. So let's just call this underscore qualified. And let's add our not qualified condition. Let's call this age underscore not qualified. And the condition would be if our user age is less than 30. There you go. We have our conditions. And let me just go back here because I forgot something. So in our location, if they qualify, we need to make sure it connects to our qualification. So let's just add an action, go to block, and let's select qualification, location, underscore yes. So we can proceed to this path. So always double check your connections. So let's start setting up our age qualification. So if you're not qualified, let's just do a text. Text. Let's just, what did we name the other one? Qualification underscore location. So this one would be, again, naming convention is important. Avoids confusion down the road. Qualification underscore age underscore no. And we can just say Thank you for your interest. Unfortunately, this program is designed for people age 30 and above. And again, if possible, never just end a conversation just because they do not qualify. So we can add an example here from the text. We do, however, have a program that might interest you. And then let's add a button just for an example. Check out other programs. And there you go. You can add a link to a different program or add another branch explaining the different programs. And also, just for the sake of this example, let's add a second button to start over. Main menu. Go back to main menu. And actions, go to block, and let's just go back to start. And if they qualify with their age, again, we don't have to say anything. We don't have to congratulate them or qualify them. We can just proceed to the next question, which would be they have to be a beginner. This is our final qualification step. So let's add a text and then again, naming convention, important qualification underscore age. Yes. So they qualify for the age, and we can just ask them, is this your first time joining any sort of fitness program? And then we can just use buttons. We can keep it simple and use buttons. So one button will say, yes, I'm a beginner. And then let's add a second button saying, no, I've been working out. And from here, we can just do, for the disqualification, we can simply say add a text block and say, again, let's copy the other templates here. So let's just say thank you for your interest in joining the program. However, this fitness program is tailored specifically for beginners only. Then again, do not end the conversation. Don't throw them away. Send them somewhere else. We can add another text saying, we do have another program for you. Then let's just add a button and we can have it say, check out this program. Then you can have this path branch into something else explaining the different program, or you can send them a link to somewhere as well. And again, for the sake of the example, so just we have an option to restart. Sorry, let's add a button that we'll name go back to main menu. And we want this to just go to block and go to start. And let's just rename this qualification underscore beginner underscore no. And finally, if they do qualify, let's create another block. Let's call this qualification underscore beginner underscore yes. And we can say, congratulations, you qualify for our fitness program. And from here, you're going to start collecting information like email address, phone number, and all sorts of details you may need. But for this example, let's just collect the name and we'll end there. So congratulations, you qualify for the program. And let's go here to, let's create another block. Let's just call this user information collection 1. And let's say, what's your name? And let's capture that. Let's create a new variable called user. No, sorry about that. Let's do what's your first name. So we have that data separate. It's better if you have those data separate. What's your first name? Let's do capture and let's create a variable called user underscore first name underscore name. Let's create that variable. Then once that's done, let's just copy this name and let's call this 2 and let's say what's your family name. Let's capture that. Let's create a new variable and let's call this user underscore family name. And finally, it's the end. We can call this congratulations. Congratulations. Then we can just say you're in. Then let's enter the user's first name, exclamation point. You are now registered for our fitness program. Then just another text, a quick reminder, please check your email for more details. Let's just add a button. Again, go back. Let's just call this start over. Start over. Just so we have an option to go back to the main menu for this example. Actions, go to black, and start. And there you go, a qualifying agent with 3 layers of qualification, location, age, and then if they're a beginner. So let's just connect this one before we test it. Let's add an intro message saying, welcome to Triple Lanes Fitness. How can I help you today? Let's just call this welcome and let's listen for the intent. There we go. So let's click the play icon, the run icon. And before we proceed, make sure to click on training and train the assistant. This way, the AI can analyze the intent and not rely on the specific words because you'll never guess what the user may type. There we go. Training is complete and we can run the test. Welcome to Triple A's Fitness. How can I help you today? Let's start with our help option. Let's say I need help with something. There you go. That works. Let's test our start over intent. Start over. And we're back in our main menu. So let's try joining the program. I want to join the fitness program. So let's say we are disqualified. Let's say New York. There you go. Thank you for interest in joining the program. Unfortunately, we don't have a branch near your location. Do you want us to notify you when we open a branch near you? And if we say yes, that would be great. Let's just put email@gmail.com. And there you go. We'll notify you when we have a new branch in your location. So all the first disqualification path works. So we're back from the beginning. Let's say I want to join the fitness program again. So let's input a correct state. So let's say Texas. So we qualified for the first round. How old are you? Let's say we don't qualify. Let's say 18. There we go. Our disqualification criteria works. Thank you for your interest. Unfortunately, this program is designed for people age 30. So let's go back to the main menu and let's try. I want to join the program. What state are you from? Let's use Texas again. Oh, no, let's use Denver. How old are you? Let's say we're 35, so we qualify. And let's say, yes, I'm a beginner. There you go. Congratulations, we qualify. What's your first name? John. What's your family? Doe. You're in, John. You're now registered for your fitness program. Please check your email for more details. And there we go. It works 100% as we intended to. Again, we're skipping APIs for now. For example, after you collect your information, you have a winning lead. You send this to an API so you can store this in a database or in a Google Sheet. And for example, where's our lead gen? In this lead gen as well, if you collect the email, you use an API, you send it over to a database or a Google Sheet. But overall, we now have a basic skeleton of how you would deal with multiple criterias if you're qualifying a user. So I hope this was easy enough to follow that you can build this on your own. However, if you need help and want to build something like this for your own business, send us a message. The details are in the description. And also share this video with someone else who may find this useful, someone who wants to create bots with no code. Share this video, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on more tutorials on making chatbots for your businesses. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.